is really going to be breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
Hello everyone, welcome to Off-Cam Celeb. Today we are going to talk about some of the heart-melting stories of Keanu Reeves. A 57-year-old famous Canadian cinema celebrity, Keanu Reeves is one of the nicest, humble, and selfless men in Hollywood, which there is no denying he has a heart of gold. Keanu has enjoyed the success in Hollywood since his breakthrough role in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Reeves continued acting efforts and set his superstardom to action roles such as The Matrix and John Wick. Progressing, he acquired a net worth of $380 million. Reeves is generous enough to share his time and wealth with a number of individuals, support, and charities, hence secretly donates huge amounts of money to children's hospitals. There is no denying the fact that Keanu Reeves is a great person by heart. Number 1. Hangs out with the homeless people. In 1997, Keanu met a homeless guy and decided to just hang out with him in the side street of West Hollywood. He was snapped lying on his back listening to the guy's stories, sharing his snacks and drinks. A couple of paparazzis came across him by accident. Number 2, he drove a stranger 50 miles. Someone was stranded on the side of the road because their car had broken down. A Porsche pulls up and it's Keanu Reeves. He tried to jumpstart the car and when it didn't work, he called AAA. According to the story, when they towed her car, he offered to drive her home, which she accepted. He drove 50 miles out of his way just to drive her home. She told that he was a gentleman, dropped her at her home, gave her his phone number, and told her to call him if she needed help. Number 3, helped flight passengers get home. In 2019, Reeves was on a commercial flight from San Francisco to Southern California when the plane had to make a sudden, unexpected pit stop in Bakersfield, California. The action hero helped his fellow passengers catch a bus home. Reeves lightened things up by chatting with his fellow passengers and even serenaded everyone with some country music as the bus drove the Bakersfield to LA. Number 4, gives up his subway seat. Reeves has been hailed as a true gentleman after a viral clip of him giving up his subway seat after he notices a woman carrying a hefty bag. He points to his seat, asking her if she wants to sit down. The woman accepts the offer, at which point Reeves gets up to let her sit onto the spot he was occupying. Reeves then goes to stand nearby, holding onto a subway pole and carrying a bag of his own. Number 5, humble abode. The reality is that no, Keanu Reeves is not Neo, he's not John Wick, and he doesn't live in a stylish home on the East Coast. Despite Reeves' well-known aversion to the spotlight and the paparazzis, he lives in a 2-bedroom home. According to Realtor.com, Reeves' home is not too shabby, to say the least. His house is currently valued at $8.7 million, which is 203% higher than the median listing price in the neighborhood. What's more, Reeves' home appreciated $3.86 million since it was last sold back in 2003. Number 6, waited 20 minutes into his own party. In 2014, despite being one of the most recognized actors in the business, Keanu Reeves patiently waited for 20 minutes outside his own party in New York after a mix-up with the bouncers on the door of the club, which prevented him from going in. The party was to celebrate his new film, Daughter of God, but that didn't compel the actor to nudge his way inside by name-dropping or declaring his celebrity status. Keanu patiently waited 20 minutes before they finally realized who he was. The owner of the club has since apologized to the 50-year-old actor for leaving him outside, but Keanu did not make a fuss. Number 7, giving his stunt doubles Harley-Davidsons. The Matrix meant almost daily beatings for 7 brutal weeks that came with bruises, blood. Reeves did some of his own wire work. He knew the dangers his stunt crew faced. In fact, Reeves suffered damage to his back with required surgery after he suffered temporary paralysis. Reeves decided to thank his stunts by gifting beautiful Harley-Davidsons to each of them. Considering the average Harley runs $20,000, this was a generous gift. Reeves said, "I just wanted to give a bigger thank you to all these guys who helped me make this. I think one of the great movie fights in the history of cinema." Number 8. Helping save a home. Reeves is known for being friendly with everyone on a film set, whether it's a stagehand or a co-star. Rumors has it, a family friend builds movie sets, doesn't design, is one of the poor dudes that just builds. Anyways, he worked on the set for The Matrix and Keanu heard about family trouble he was having and gave him $20,000 Christmas bonus to help him out. Number 9. Helping his own films. Reeves is also known for helping improve the films he works on by taking a pay cut in order to bring in other actors he feels would help the project. He chose to give a huge chunk of his earnings. Keanu took a multi-million pay cut for The Devil's Advocate, so the studio would be able to afford to hire Al Pacino as the lead. A few years later, he did the same thing on the film The Replacement, giving up part of his salary so the film could bring in Gene Hackman. Number 10. Giving back to the Matrix unsung heroes. The Matrix was an innovative film that took Keanu's career to new heights, but the soft-spoken actor was well aware of how much the film's special effects and elaborate costumes played a key role in the film's success. As such, he made sure that the 2 Matrix sequels included generous pay for the special effects and costume crews. According to several stories, he gave up a big part of his profit sharing on the sequels to these crew, resulting in $75 million being distributed to various staff. Keanu's kindliness was more a case of ensuring that the special effects and costume crew could continue working on the franchise for the duration of the trilogy. Keanu Reeves is a true gem and a role model. May more celebrities take after his brilliant example. What do you guys think of these stories?